So in this video, um, I created a LabVIEW program which will use DOS commands, and it'll search the computer for all my music files. I mean, you can do this with anything you want. If you want to do something and have it set up and run every time the same way, it'll keep updating too. If I had to add more music, it'll grab the new music and it'll update it. All I have to do is run it one time, and it'll do everything. It'll set it up. It'll put it in Excel, and it'll create an Excel worksheet for me, a whole workbook that has links and goes back. You can, like I can play songs, I can play videos. You can do it for work reports. Work reports. It's not very difficult to do. There was a lady I worked with at Qualcomm Logic Analog who actually used Visual Basic, and she did what I'm about to show you with Excel. So first I'll launch the program that this is a little virtual instrument VI that I wrote, and all it does, it looks in this directory and it creates a spreadsheet and it creates a text file. You'll see there's nothing here, but when I'm finished it will pop up and it'll show you the two files. So first it goes and it runs a lot of DOS commands, then it gets all that data, all this, and it turns into meaningful data that I can use in Excel. See, it has everything, including the path to the music. It has the path, and it's not just one; it's multiple albums. Multiple albums. But you see, the files are over here now. So I only have 1 minute intervals in this. Okay, so I can close LabVIEW. I don't need it now. I mean, I spent the last 2 or 3 days working on this, but it's working. Like it created this text file. This is data that I can. It's basically has all the paths, has everything. Then it has created a spreadsheet that I can use, and this is what I'm going to modify. Now with the spreadsheet, it saved it as it created it as tab delimited, so I have to save over it, but I want to save it as a different. I want to save it as a XLS file, and I'm going to use the same. I'm just going to save it over itself in a different format. Gotta check my time. Okay, now I have to. I have I created macros. It took like 2.5 days to do this. So I've been working on these macros all this time. If you look, there's no macros listed in here. No macros. I mean, these things are somewhere I can't access these at all. Um, so what I'm going to do is record a macro, and then I'm going to stop the recording. And now you can actually see that there are macros in here. So I'm going to edit this macro, and I'm going to import the macro that I created. It's going to do all the work that I need to be done. And it's right here. That's the macro I created. Over 5,000 lines of code. Okay. I'm going to save it. Close it. And I want to save this. Now that I have my macros, I'm going to run each macro one by one. Um, these are all subroutines, and there's a lot of subroutines built within them. This one, music sheet auto setup, it'll run every macro all at one time. So this is setup one. I noticed that the camera here seems to lock up when I'm running the macros. Stopping. I don't know how good this video recording software is, and the computer is not very fast. It's something I bought from my mother several years ago. Mine I had to sell for gas money. $30 for a $300 laptop. Okay, I don't know if you caught any of that. It looks like the video froze as it did all this because it's eating up so much memory. Here goes setup 3. Okay, that was quick. I gotta check my time. Stop and restart. Okay, here goes setup 4. macro. And here goes setup 5. And this should finish everything. Now you can look in the page, it actually works. Here's all the alternative music I have. Here's my ballads, soft rock ballads, ballad page 1 and page 2. I can go to the classical. There's only one song. So, hard rock, several pages. Stuff I listened to most of my life. I check my time. And then there's the I have pop rock in here, not much, but a few things. Progressive and mostly Dream Theater. And then that page. And that's basically it. I mean, it works. Now what I'm going to show you is I haven't saved this. I did save it to have the macro still loaded on the in Excel, but I have not saved this page. So when I reopen this, all this is going to be gone, and I'm going to show you that the macro actually it sets it up over and over again. But you don't have to, though. You can save it once you're done. So once you're done. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save. Now I'm going to open it up again. And this time I'm going to open it up. I'm going to enable the macros. This time I'm going to run the full setup. Before I do this, I'm going to stop and restart. Then I'm going to run because I don't want my time to run out. The macro takes a long time to run. But this time I'm going to run this one. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start it. And it just runs by itself, the whole thing. And now it's finished. And now it's finished. It looked like the camera froze there for a second, but you can see it works just like before. Go into these pages. Works just like before. Anyway, now I'm going to save it. I'm going to show you that after saving it, now it's going to save. And when I reopen it, I want to save it on a different page. What I actually did was I saved it on this page, and I shouldn't have. But since I saved it, I'm going to go ahead and close it and reopen it. It's going to open up to that page now. And that's not the page I would really want it to open to. This page, the genre page. That way, that's where you'd want it to open every time. So I'll save it again, and now every time I open it, it's going to be on that page, and it's working. So if I wanted to update, I can update. If I add more music, it's going to update the new music into with LabVIEW. Then I can send it into here, and it'll update it into here. But the macro is a little bit different. With LabVIEW, you can write the macro in LabVIEW and send it in here, and that's what I'm about to do. For the next part of what I'm going to do, I'm going to link each one of these songs to the actual song using the paths that LabVIEW generated, and I'm going to use LabVIEW to take this file, and it's going to use these paths, and it's going to link every file, and, and it'll do it every time. And if I update and get a new song, I just rerun it again. It'll add the song over and over again. All I have to do is keep running it over and over again. Anyway, this is just some of the stuff I'm doing because I'm still sitting around waiting for somebody to do something. And I mean, it's been 23 years. All you guys are doing is displaying this and make me do that, displaying this, make me think that. Here, look, here's a red car like David Banks. Hey, Brett, I want you to see this. And I go home and there's a red car on the TV. And I'm tired of this. Who cares? If you can't tell the truth after all you have done to me, on Wong, April, or bro, all of us, people tried to kill us. You've locked me up. 4 times, 5 times, 5 times. You've locked me up 5 times, and you didn't want to tell the truth. If you can't tell the truth by now, something's wrong with you. But anyway, I know God's real. God's getting ready to show you He's real. Not me. God's getting ready to show you. He's getting ready to show you He's very real. If you can't do your job, God does not want you. Have a good day.